Good morning, folks. It's Wednesday, June 3rd, and I thought I'd try and get a video out before it storms. It's looking pretty sketchy out there. But, so what have I been doing this week? I'm up to 5 sets of my little hearts. And I did finish another dishcloth for the kitchen that matches the other one I showed in a previous video. And then yesterday, we voted. I'm in Pennsylvania, so today was voting day, which was pushed back from, I think it was April. Yeah, I think we would have voted in March or April, and it got pushed back to this month. And where we vote is in the lower level, kind of like a gymnasium type room of our local church. Not the church that we go to. We used to go to that church, but we don't anymore. So when you go in, they, for this distancing thing, they put yellow tape 6 feet apart. So that when you come in, you have to stand at that tape that keeps you 6 feet from the person in front of you and in back of you. Now, one thing they did do, which I thought was really cool, they put a sign out at the end of the driveway as you're coming in, and it says, "No masks required to vote," so I thought was pretty cool. And so some people had masks on, others didn't. The workers, the workers at the polls, they all had masks on, but it was funny because they would take it down to talk, or they'd leave it down below their nose because especially if they wore glasses, because it would fog up their glasses. Though I know the one woman that works there, because she and I met online several years ago, doing business stuff, and then she used to go to that church too, so I actually got to meet her in person. So she's real sweet. So that was cool. And when you think about it, in light of everything that's going on right now, I'm going to wait for this car to pass. In light of everything that's going on right now, you got all these people out there protesting, and they're crowded in clumps and everything. No masks, no distancing, nothing, just hey, whatever. Like the guy said that was standing behind us to vote yesterday he says, if you haven't gotten it by now, I don't think you're gonna. So, it is what it is. So then after that, I said to my husband, I said, let's go for a drive. Let's just do something, because except for being out in my yard, which we do have a big yard. That I don't mind. We have almost an acre, and we got the barns and all of that. So I'm looking out my other window here. Except for being out in the yard, and then I think just 2 or 3 times that I was out during these whole 3 months so far, I really haven't been away from home. So I just want to go for a drive. Let's just go for a drive. So he says, I'm going to take you out where I go for my auctions on Wednesday nights, which is where he'll be this evening later. And I'll show you where I go, where I hang out. He says, and there's a country store there, so we can go in and do a little shopping and stuff. And I'll show you where the tornado hit their big garage, the bays. And a tornado touched down the other day up at their place and took out the whole wall of they have like a big 3-bay car wash, but it's for semi-trucks and trailers. And a tornado touched down and took out half of it. Fortunately, there was a rig in there that didn't get damaged, but it was what was keeping the building up. So the building didn't collapse. So they brought some cranes in and have the structure held up while they reinforce everything and put it back together. That's one of his main money makers. So they have a lot of acreage, so they have an auction. they have steer, they have pigs, and blah, 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 and then they have the country store, but their big money maker is the car wash, so they need to get that put back up right away. And so it says on the door when you're going into the country store, masks are required. It's mandatory. And I said to my husband, I'm going to be okay, aren't I? See, I have this, that's my medical alert thing. I have asthma. I can't wear a mask. So if I do, I can't breathe. I did make myself one back when this all started. So I made myself one. It's by Wolves. But I thought I'd hold my breath while I have it on there, and it's like I can't hold my breath the whole time I'm in a store. Because I just can't breathe, and it really affects my asthma. And that's one thing I remember them saying is that, if you're asthmatic, you aren't required to wear a mask. And that just cracks me up. It's like, I guess they figure if you're asthmatic, you're not supposed to be out in public anyway. Just stay home. So, which I have been. That's voluntary. When this thing started, I told my husband, I'm just going to stay home. And it's like, I've got everything here I need. I'm home most of the time anyway, so it's not going to change much of what I do. So, I've just been staying home. But like I said, I made myself a mask just in case I did go out anywhere. But when I realized I can't breathe in them, and it exacerbates my asthma, then I just don't go anywhere that requires one. Because I get tired of, you get the funny looks. People look at you funny. They didn't at the store yesterday, and they didn't when we went voting because it said masks not required. So that wasn't too bad. So we did that. We went to the store, got some things up there, and we took the back way, the long way up and around, because the church where we vote, you can see it from our house. It's right up around the corner. But to get to the country store, it took about 45 minutes. But it was a beautiful day for a drive. And it was nice. Just roll the windows down and roll the windows down. Remember the old days where you had to crank the windows to roll them down? Oh, anyway, so it was a nice day for a drive. Now, as far as all these protests and the riots and everything, it didn't hit too bad. In our closest city is Reading, and we didn't have buildings being burnt down and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that was happening yesterday, which was really disturbing, is there were people on an overpass. It was near Jersey. I think it might have been closer to the border of Pennsylvania and Jersey. And people were standing on an overpass. People. They're subhuman animals as far as I'm concerned. Anybody that would do this kind of stuff, they're subhuman animals. They need prayer. But they were standing there throwing bricks and rocks down onto the cars. I haven't checked the news today. Hopefully, pray to God, nobody was hurt. Doing that kind of stuff. But so anyway, that's what's been going on there. With my t-shirts, if you've been watching, if you're subscribed to my channel, you might have noticed I put a couple of short mock-up videos up. Those I'm actually, once I get done all of them, I'm not going to do too many of those, because to get them onto Instagram, I have to download them from YouTube, upload them to my phone, and then use my Instagram app on my phone to post the little video clips. So I'm not going to be doing those a lot. What I have been working on is making little ads. So it highlights the mock-up picture. So it puts a border around it, and then I can put text on it and writing and stuff like that. So I've been going over to Place It and making a lot of those types of things. And Most of the time I end up doing them in Photoshop, but I get the inspiration and the ideas and some of the wording in that from Placeit. And then I go on and I use Pixabay for the backgrounds. That's pixabay.com, pixabay.com. I use that, and I get some background images. It's really getting dark. I mean, it's kind of starting to get black. If you can see my window back here, it's not real bright anymore. That's because it's starting to get really black out there. So I think I'm going to wrap this up before the storm really hits, because I hate to be in the middle of it. Now, we're on a pretty strong grid here, so we rarely lose power, but I don't know how bad the storm's going to be. So I want to wrap this up. But anyway, that's what I've been doing, making more videos, little video clips, and mock-ups to make little ads and stuff for Instagram. And that's what I've been doing. Oh, and our church. What our church has done is limited the capacity. Now, we can fit almost 300 people in our sanctuary. But what they've done is limited it to 125 people. And they have the chairs, like, placed so that nobody is, like, they'll have, like, maybe a group of 2, group of 3, or a group of 4, and then they'll do, like, 6 feet front and back. And they're limiting the capacity to 125. So people have to sign up. Once the 100, now so far, the first service, the 9 a.m. service is filled. The 11 a.m. service is filled. And the 6 p.m. service is filled. So they're thinking about opening up a 4th service at 4:30. So it'll be 9, 11, 4:30, and 6. Because we have close to about 700 people that come regularly. And so that's what they're doing there. And I told Pastor a couple weeks ago, and I reiterated on our Facebook page, I'm not going to be signing up to come. Did I just... Oh, that's a tractor. I saw flashing lights. I'm like, what's going on? We get a lot of farm equipment. Big things running up and down the road here. And, because we actually have a farm behind us, a farm across the street from us, a farm towards the back of the house. So we're like surrounded by farm things here. And, okay, anyway, so, but I said I'm just going to leave my seat open for other people that want to be there, because they have to bring their kids in with them. They're not opening the kids' church yet. So I'm not going to be going back until they open the kids' church. I'm just not good with a lot of distractions and stuff, and our church is pretty good about take your kids out into the lobby and watch the service on the big screen out there if your kids are acting up and won't go into the kids' church. So I like that, but that's not what's going to be happening. All the kids are going to be in with their parents. So I said, my seat's going to be open. Now, my husband's going to go. My husband went ahead and signed up for the 11 a.m. service. And then every other Sunday, he'll be down there anyway for security. But not me. And that's it. I'm wrapping this up because I'm starting to get breezy through here. And it's really getting black. So I will wrap this up. And I'm not real like on any kind of a schedule for videos. It's whenever I get to doing them is when I do them. Alrighty, take care out there. If you can, as they say on here, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little subscription bell. And catch you in the next video. God bless.